Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome back to LifeHacks, the place that just allows you to cruise through life just that bit easier by giving you a little bit of tidbits of information. You know, as it says, just uncommon solutions to common problems where people just go, well, surely there is a better way to do this. You know, I've been struggling for so long doing it this way or that way, and then they just finally get given this little bit of information and go, oh my goodness, wow, how did I not know this earlier? Starting right off with extra magnification on a camera phone. All right, step 1, get an old laser pointer, okay? 2, there will be focusing lens glue in there. Remove it, get the focusing lens, okay, yeah, you can see, attach it to the phone's camera, take a picture of the surface like a cone, zoom in for close-ups. I mean, I guess it would work, and I guess obviously they're showing it would work, but I don't really know how kind of DIY this is. I feel as though not everyone just has an old laser pointer just lying around that they just know how to remove and can remove the entire lens out of. You know, you go through all that effort and then you just have to tape it on the back of the phone with your little hair clip and whatnot. It is a pretty ghetto kind of solution, really. And also, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel as though not every single lens of every single laser pointer is just going to work with your phone. Obviously, the way that that lens focuses the light is going to be a little bit different depending on how big the laser pointer is, how big the diode is, how big your camera lens is. You know, they're showing it here on an iPhone 5S or something like that. Surely that's not going to work for every single phone, let alone just new phones, because the entire optics and the entire sensor have gotten bigger. So I feel as though this whole thing is just sending people down a wild goose chase, because there is just no way I see this working that well, you know? Like, it looks as though this image has been taken on a DSLR with like a macro lens or something, not just on a fairly old phone with a little piece of glass in front of it. And really, the fact of the matter is, even if you're buying an old laser pointer, I can't imagine it's going to be super cheap. And at the same time, there's already been things that have been made for this exact purpose, you know? It just clips on the back of the phone, you can get telephoto, you can get wide angle, you can fisheye, you can do macro, all of these different things. So hey, I guess it's kind of life hacks if that's what you really want and that's all you've got, but I don't know how kind of realistic this is. My headphones broke since they're plastic, so I super glued 2 panels on either side for stability, good as new. Oh my goodness, why we have 2 kind of ghetto posts in a row? I don't remember life hacks ever being this kind of DIY, but so far we are at 100%, aren't we? Just the fact that that was the solution they came up with, not that it needed any kind of other reinforcement. No, I don't want them to ever be able to close again. I'm just going to strap 2 pennies to either side. You know, I guess it does kind of provide that stability, because I imagine that that is a crack along there, whether they were opened up too much or however that crack, but still just the fact that it is only ever going to have this amount of kind of travel distance anymore, because that penny is not going back in there. I don't think I'd ever want to be seen walking around with these. You would just get so many looks at you going, what is on your head? What are you wearing? Why have you done that? You know, all the rest of the questions would just come out. And also the other thing is, if one side's broken, it's not too long till the other side's broken. So really, you might as well just snap the other side and then do it over here as well. So then at least it looks symmetrical. But realistically, I guess looking in the background, it definitely seems as though it's in front of a computer. So maybe you don't take them anywhere. Maybe you just kind of have them at your computer and that's it. And realistically, I guess I can't be too mad about people finding solutions to fix things that otherwise would have been chucked. You know, the amount of things that just get put in the bin every single day that could have just been either reused or some kind of little fix is just ridiculous. I'm really just questioning the use of the pennies. Like, surely you could have found something else. And here I've been scooping out the seeds with a spoon like a schmuck. Alright, so based on the title, this feels like it's going to be more of a realistic life hack, you know, not some kind of DIY kind of life hack. This is going to be the things we actually come for. But here we go. We've got, he's calling it bell pepper. I'd call it a capsicum. Fair enough. I don't know if I would have called them that, but yeah, I guess I can see what he's talking about. I don't think any country calls it exactly the same. Everyone seems to have a different name for it. I mean, yeah, that is very clean, isn't it? Look, you can see at the end here, just all those seeds were made in place. I wonder if this would work for every single one or not. I feel as though it's kind of like a Christmas cracker or something where you're going to either get the whole thing or get nothing. If this was a Christmas cracker competition, he definitely would have lost, but in this case, I guess he's won. Like you said, completely clean. I mean, I have no idea what he's going to do to remove all the seeds off here. Maybe he's just going to completely chop the seeds off or something like that. Nice and easy, clean cut. But I'm fairly sure that most people do use the whole thing generally. So yeah, really, I do just want to see him do the whole thing, you know. Obviously, you just did one, and that's fine and dandy, but I feel as though you wouldn't be able to do that to every single one, because kind of like I was saying with the Christmas cracker, eventually you're going to have one that just comes and grips everything. I mean, I guess you are kind of cutting it free, so maybe not, but if you just kind of got to the last one and tried to rip it, I feel as though you'd either end up with all the seeds or just a tiny little piece because it broke off. But no, really, like I said, this is the kind of stuff that we come here for, all the little tips and tricks just to make people's lives easier, and if that includes not having to remove seeds from a capsicum, well then I guess that's what it is. When shoveling the driveway, it will take too long. What am I looking at? Oh my goodness, I had no idea what I was looking at the start. Wow, surely that is not legal. That is insane. Imagine me in the cars driving past and going, what am I looking at? I know if I was driving past, I'd just be afraid for my life. Just seeing a guy with a flamethrower just standing out in the front of his yard, just seemingly chucking it around wherever they want, it would be certainly a sight to behold. But I'd certainly put my foot to the floor as much as I could in the snow environment just to get out of there. I mean, I get why you would do such a thing, but that just seems so excessive. And I mean, I can see how this is a life hack, but I don't know how many people just have a random flamethrower lying around. I can only imagine that that flamethrower is a DIY job. And besides the fact that it's completely illegal virtually everywhere in the world, I can only recommend that people don't go out and just start making flamethrowers. So yeah, I guess I can see how it's a life hack, but I don't really see how kind of applicable to the common man it is. It's a great video, and in theory it's a great idea, but I don't feel as though anyone could realistically recommend this as a solution to actually not shoveling out the driveway. So yeah, I guess it's life hack tick, but applicable to everyone, not really a tick, and recommended, not at all a tick. Short gift shows you how to drill larger holes in material without burning or deforming it. Alright, what have we got? That looks like some foam or something. I am very interested to see what is going on here. Oh, alright, I can see what's going on here. I can see how that can work. And also, because I can imagine if you're drilling through something thick, it would just slowly compress all the water out of it. So yeah, that definitely qualifies as a life hack. But to be honest, so even though this is a life hack and it seems to work quite well, I'm not 100% sure what kind of material this is. It seems as though it's some kind of a stone. And here we go. If we look at the end, it kind of seems as though it's some kind of cement board, or I'm not 100% sure, but something fairly kind of solid. Certainly something in the kind of stone department. So that makes sense why it's good to include water in all these things, because, you know, whether you're cutting tiles or anything like that, it's generally a wet saw. But realistically, with the title saying it's just going to help you cut through bigger things and not burn them, no, that just comes down to the drill speed and the drill bit and all those kind of things. You know, if you're at the right speed for the right material and the right size, you shouldn't really be burning through it. Depending on what it is, you just should be really just taking your time with it, or just going at it in a particular way so you don't have to deal with water. And, you know, you wouldn't want to do this with wood. That's not going to work. So yeah, I like the video, but I feel as though the title isn't exactly correct. You know, that's not what they're doing here. They're showing you how you can drill through cement sheeting and not have it crack and not have dust going everywhere. They're not showing you how to drill a hole without it burning, because really, if we pause it in for a second, this drill bit could have been, I don't know, 150 mil wide. It doesn't actually add any more friction and heat to where it's actually cutting through. It just comes down to the power of the drill to actually be able to turn the thing at that point. So yeah, I guess if we're kind of going off the same thing as a flamethrower guy, it's a life hack. Yeah, tick. Was it the correct title? No, it was not the correct title. Not in my eyes. Super easy way to install hooks. All right, here we go. Oh wow, I've never seen a key being used in DIY. Here we go. Oh, I can see what's, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, fair enough. I would give this one the seal of approval. It does kind of venture a little bit towards DIY, but that's all right. It does seem to work really well. And as long as you're not using a key that you actually need, because I reckon over time you're definitely either going to snap it or you're going to break a tooth or something like that. But as long as you have a key that meets that criteria, I say go for it, really. It saves you having to spend a whole minute or two just hand turning it in, you know, just like, that's hurting my thumb. No, just way easier. Just put a key in a drill, spin it around. Obviously, don't go too fast. Just put it on a nice slow setting, or at least have a good trying to trigger finger, and just slowly drive it into the spaghetti. And really, the best part about it, I reckon, is the fact that everyone is going to have a key with that kind of hole, you know. The keys are pretty stock standard about the kind of holes they come with. You got to be able to fit a key ring in, and that's about it. So as long as the wall hook isn't bigger than the actual keyhole, then I guess you're sweet to go. I guess the only other thing to consider is some hooks do have a rubber coating on them, so maybe it wouldn't be the best to do this way. It might cut into it a little bit. But if you don't care about that, or if it doesn't actually damage it at all, well, I'd say this is a perfect life hack. You know, you've just moved house, you're going through hanging all these hooks on the wall and go, oh my goodness, these are taking so long. Whether you're using pliers or, like I said, your hands, whatever it may be, this drill trick is definitely going to be easier. So yeah, I can get behind this one. I give it the tick of my approval. Rolling up a ribbon got you down. Try using a drill. Here we go. Oh my goodness, hey, look at that. Wow, what the hell? How long are your ribbons? Holy moly. I've never actually seen a Christmas tree decorated with ribbons. It's only ever been tinsel and whatnot. But I can certainly see how that would take quite a while to do. There we go. That was multiple meters of ribbon right there. And then it just pops off nice and easy, nice and bundled up, ready to go for next year. Really what this sub is just showing is that every single person needs to drill, whether you're installing wall hooks or just rolling up the Christmas tree decorations, whatever it may be, you just need a drill apparently. You know, you don't even have to use it for drilling or screwing in screws. You can just use it for a whole range of purposes. You know, you just take it from here and then you take it to the kitchen, just whip something up. You just put an egg beater in there and do the drill, and then suddenly you got a cordless egg beater. Drills really are just a perfect tool, aren't they? I mean, I don't know about this sneaky kind of advertising right here, you know. I reckon Ryobi might have slipped this person a little bit of cash just to kind of make this video. You know, all the companies, Makita and Milwaukee and Ryobi and whatever, Bosch and all of those guys, I'd always try to show how their one battery can do it all. And really think about it now, those guys have so many products. Maybe this isn't even a drill. Maybe it is just a ribbon roller. But no, anyway, like I said, it's certainly not applicable to me. I've never even seen a Christmas tree with a ribbon on it. It's just always tinsel, and you certainly wouldn't want to do that with tinsel. But if this is applicable to you, well, there you go. Now you know. Put a rubber band around the inside of your pockets of your shorts and never have to worry about your phone or keys on a run. Oh man, this has to be one of the most relatable ones so far. You know, we've had all the drill posts, we've had a flamethrower post somehow, but this one is just so simple and makes so much sense for so many people. Look at that. I mean, they did say phone or keys. I can't imagine that working too well with a modern phone. You know, that generally it's getting a little bit too big to have that much extra pocket, but I can certainly see how this would work with keys. I mean, unless you're some kind of, I don't know, facilities coordinator or anyone that works with a million keys on this massive key ring, I can certainly see how this would work so well. I mean, really what I'd recommend is just separating all the keys out and just getting a carabiner and kind of putting them on separate key rings. That allows you to just take whatever keys on and off that you need. You know, when if you're going on a run, you should only realistically need your house key, I imagine. So then you don't have this big ball of steel or anything. You just have one little key, you barely feel it. That's my little life hack to add to this. You know, just reduce as much weight in your pockets when you can when you're running, because otherwise it's just flapping around. It's just annoying. But yeah, you know, everyone needs to get out and go for a run every now and again, and if this allows you to go for a run and not have to worry about your keys just just flying out of your pocket at any moment's notice. I guess it is a pretty good one. I do wonder how this person kind of figured this out, you know, were they taught it, were they shown it, did they see it online, or on the odd chance that they somehow are the first person in the world to do it, which is virtually never ever able to be done. It is honestly quite an impressive thing to kind of think of. It's nice and simple, virtually every single person has a rubber band, and it's super easy, you know, you just go around a couple of times and it's not going anywhere. So yeah, that's definitely a very positive life hack. Cut and attach old bike tires onto your kids' plastic ATV wheels, less noisy, more grip and durability. Man, look at that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It does look a little bit weird, and I'm sure you might get a few looks going, what is wrong with a wheel? Oh, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Also, just because of the fact that it's just been screwed in, you know, it's not like the plastic wheels care. So that's exactly why they do plastic wheels, just so they would kind of never break. But just flattening out an old bike tire and screwing it down makes just as much sense. Like they said, it's going to be way more grippy, and that can only be a good thing, especially for a kid's vehicle. You know, if all of them had the grip like this one does, you just see kids popping wheelies left, right, and center. And also, I completely forgot the title until now, but yeah, it would be so much less noisy. These things are so noisy. The plastic wheels going over concrete, whatever it may be, just... Well, this is just going to be like a 2-year-old's bike cruising by, you know, no weight, no speed, just no noise, nice and quiet, nice and grippy. It really is just the best thing to do, isn't it? So yeah, even though it might look a little bit DIY, I almost feel as though this is my favorite one so far. It's not that it's been done poorly, you know, it's obviously been screwed down, it's not going anywhere. It just does look a little bit weird when you pancake a bike tire. But no, I reckon this one gets all the ticks of approval from me. The easiest quesadilla. I can't believe we're just now discovering this. Alright, we know what's going to happen, but let's see how they actually accomplish it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is life-changing. How have I not known about this until now? This is only about a 10-second video, but it is the most life-changing 10 seconds of my entire life. And I just realized it's on a George Foreman grill as well. I've never actually seen someone realistically owning a George Foreman grill. Well, look at that. Wait, let's pause it for a second. So you chop it, yeah, like with a pizza cutter, and then they've got chicken nuggets, I imagine, a whole bunch of different cheeses. I can only imagine it's American, considering it has orange cheese in it, you absolute sickos. And then, what was this? Lettuce, I think it is? Yeah, it must be lettuce. There we go. You fold it over, no worries. Oh my goodness, that is incredible. And even though then you have multiple layers of bread, it's just all nice and spread out. It's not like you just have this one chunky bit at the end, you're going, oh, this is just bread at the end. No, it's just all nice and easily dispersed. It's not even any leaks, besides, I guess, in this one corner, if we see, in this one corner, you might have a little bit of leakage from the cheese going out there, but realistically, this is just the most mess-free quesadilla. Or realistically, this could be applied to anything that can go in a wrap. It just makes so much sense. Like I said, how am I not seeing this until now? This is unreal. And really, even though it is a life hack, it's kind of not at the same time. It's just completely life-changing. It's just such a simple little change to something realistically so insignificant, but man, does it just change exactly how you think about going about things. I almost feel as though you can make a pizza like that and make it like a cake, you know, when you have multiple layers of a cake, but that could be a pizza instead. You could even do it on a wrap like that, but if you actually had a full pizza base, it would end up being quite thick. And then all you're saying is, oh, I guess I'll only have one piece, but realistically, you're having a whole pizza. So yeah, this one has certainly blown my mind the most so far, and I feel as though that's pretty fair, because that is incredible, and it also looks very tasty. Usually I finish the whole bag in one sitting, but here just in case. Alright, what have we got? We're gonna, oh, it's another food one like last time. Oh, alright, a whole bag of chips in one sitting. Are you out of your mind? Here we go. Okay. Oh, what? Huh. Yeah, that is certainly a life hack, because it's applicable to not even just bags of chips. You can do this to any kind of those packets. Obviously, you need to have a big enough bag or some pretty kind of fine tying fingers to be able to do this to a small enough bag. Tie it up like you're taking out the rubbish. That thing's not going anywhere. Again, I wonder if this is something that he made up, or I wonder if he was taught this. I would always love to know where this kind of stuff started from. You know, who was the first person to do this and go, you know what, I reckon there's a better solution to this. Whether they were using pegs before or rubber bands or whatever it may be, you know, you just go, no, I don't need any of that. I'm just going to chop shopping bag handles into it and then just tie it up like it's a shopping bag or bin or whatever it may be. Again, I've said it so many times now, but it's just the little things like this that life hack gives you that you just go, oh my goodness, how have I not thought about that before? I feel as though I do have to add a little bit of an asterisk next to this, kind of like the flamethrower, and say I don't feel as though anyone should be finishing an entire bag of chips in one sitting. You really just can't argue that that is healthy for anyone. And so in saying that, everyone should just be employing this technique every time they get a bag of chips or whatever it may be. And so now finally for the top of life hacks, it's drilling long screws. A block of wax is your best friend. Actually, looking at that logo, I reckon that's the same people that did the key in the wall hook. Yeah, look, you've got that one, and then you got this one. It's the same people, so at least we know that this one's going to be good. Here we go. That is a long screw. Wait, what is going on? Why are they struggling? What the hell? I feel as though maybe if they just try to kind of keep a little bit more of a steady hand. I mean, I get the fact that long screws do jump around a little bit, but that just seems a little bit ridiculous. Like, look, they're not putting any pressure around. It's just jumping around all over the place, and then they just wax this up. Even though I can see how this would work, it just still does seem a little bit like it's a little bit of cheating, considering, look, if you just look at this, you know, they're pushing down, but it's, oh no, I'm just jumping all over the place. and then all of a sudden with a little bit of help from the wax I can imagine, but it just goes in like it is nothing. So I don't know, I'm a little bit skeptical about how fair of a test this is, but then at the same time they have no reason to kind of be lying about this. I mean, I guess it is kind of getting promotion, but they're not advertising a specific block of wax or anything, so perhaps maybe it really is just that easy. It's just the stumping around just doesn't seem as though it's anywhere near the same as what happens here. And I'm just trying to think about why the wax would even help it, because obviously it's doing something. Regardless of how fair the test is, I can't imagine that actually makes it worse, but I'm not 100% sure what it would do. Maybe it just kind of creates less friction. I don't really get how it would allow it to actually just go in smoother. That doesn't really make sense unless it is actually taking a little bit of wax with it the whole time. I don't know, there are so many little things that could be affecting it. But either way, for the very few people that need to drill in a screw that is what, like 150 mil long, I don't really know anyone that's job is to just drill in long screws like that. And I'm sure if it is your job, you probably know the wax trick. But I guess if you ever need to drill in a long screw and you've got a block of wax lying around, well, try it and let me know. But anyway, that is going to do it for the top of the month for life hacks. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to do the YouTube analytical things down below. Other than that, you know, we've seen plenty of other life hacks out, so make sure you check that video out now. Or maybe you just want to consider subscribing so don't miss another one in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.